So even though it's fake, we never put our finger in the trigger guard because it's going to get grabbed and it doesn't come off. If that gun makes a 180, it does not come off your finger. I will have to get above to come out, right? If that was cranked over, I will have to get below to pull my hand out, right? That's why they tell you, never put your whole finger in the trigger, you know? You're supposed to put the pad of your first digit. The pad is what you pull the trigger with. Now, if you're in combat, put your fucking finger in there and pull the trigger, right? If you have time to aim and get right, then you get right. Does that make sense? Right? If it's in the heat of the moment, you're not going to worry about the pad of your finger when you're running around cars or diving over your couch. You're going to bury your finger in that trigger and shoot, you know, and get it done, right? So we always treat them like they're real, so that you always have gun control. You always have barrel control, right? So I'll point this at myself for a second. When I got offline, I left. I'm going to be looking at where that barrel's going the whole time, because if I'm doing this in the street, maybe I'm protecting women and children, right? If anybody's going to get hurt by this gun, who should get hurt by it? The bad guy, right? He should get hurt by it. Not civilians, and definitely not civilians, and definitely not, you know, young people, right? So, context. I could have turned and put the gun there. I could have turned and the gun is already there. Yes? It matters if I turn this way, and it matters if I turn that way. And let's make this clear. The bad guy didn't take class, right? Everybody makes fun of this, but you have to start somewhere. If we make this a little more real, maybe he's holding my shirt, and maybe he's telling me, hey,
give me your money.
Yeah, give me your, empty your pockets, run your shit. You know, I grew up around bad guys. Let's make another point. Have you ever been a bad guy?
No.
No. You? No. Me? No. But I grew up around them. 1 degree away. I'm supposed to be a bad guy. I was just more afraid of my mother than them. My mom was a mean bitch. Right? So, the gun is up. Can I just go?
No.
Absolutely. If I'm trained and I worked on this and I did my due diligence, I can go. But maybe I have to make some mental thoughts because there's people around me. Maybe my wife is here and I just can't push it in her direction. So sometimes you have to work it out. Here's the other thing. If I do anything without him telling me to do it, what happens?
Bang. He's shot.
Let's look at that, right? I turn, there's a gun. I turn, there's a gun, and I start moving my hands too fast. What happens?
Bang.
Yes. And unless I was ready to go. Am I offline, D?
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'm coming in this hole, right? My hands cannot spook him because that's what he's looking at. He's not worried about my body hurting him. He's worried about my hands doing something, right? So what you can do is give your hands an excuse. Hey, whoa, what is it that you want? Now you see I made these field goals? All I got to do is turn and it's already there. And I'm planning for him to pull it. I'm planning on being long. I'm planning on following it into the next room, through the sheetrock, through the wall, through the glass. Once you go, you go. So I'm going to do one slow, and then we'll go back and do one fast. From the ground here, regular. Again, I make a little note. Gun could be here, gun could be there. We're trying to learn something. Right from the bottom, I pivot all the way through until I'm here, right? How much pressure's on that gun, D? Right, I'm holding on for dear life like I'm hanging on a balcony. He pulls, I'm going to follow it, boom, and give him some medicine. I come from his chin back to me. I don't come from him through the barrel. Him back to me, back to the rear sight. Crank with a big shoulder bump. Boom! You're staying away from my weapon. Now, this is mine. I cranked it. I yank it. I'm going to make sure that magazine's ready. I'm going to clear the barrel because maybe when I grabbed it, it went out of battery. That's pretty damn complete if you ask me. Oh, stop and start mine. Hey,